Hello, and welcome, exiles. I come to you today from my fishing cabin, or as I like to call it, mi casa de caca de vaca. We are going to be going over some teaser patch notes for 3.19 Lake of Kalandra. I was down at the dock fishing yesterday when a giant bird, a Kalandran lark I believe, dropped off a scroll with an early teaser of the 3.19 patch notes. I'd love to go over a few highlights with y'all today. We'll go over old league reworks, harvest trade changes, a few balance notes, and the summary of the new league mechanic for 3.19 Lake of Kalandra. First, we have the big ones that Chris and Bex have been teasing. Harvest no longer requiring the use of TFT, and the reworking of 3 old league mechanics. Those league mechanics are Blight, Torment, and Ultimatum. But before that, I'm excited to tell y'all about the change to harvest trading. Grinding Gear Games is proud to announce Path of Exile Immortal, a new mobile app. You all have phones, right? In PoE Immortal, you trade harvest, bestiary, and betrayal crafts straight from your mobile device. Well, not actually straight from your phone. Using Path of Exile Immortal, you'll find someone who has a craft you're looking for, close your eyes, and send them an Immortal craft request. They'll send you their Path of Exile character name, and you're all set to go to their hideout and pray they don't steal your items. GGG hopes that by increasing the steps in the crafting process, you'll truly feel the weight of your item progression. Now let's talk about League reworks. For Blight, they're adding 4 new tiers of oil above golden, and changing the recipes for notables to reflect this change. Additionally, a shiny oil has been added which allows you to anoint mirrored items. This will be relevant with the new league mechanic. Also added some new songs to Cassia's repertoire, and increased her activation distance so you'll be able to enjoy her melodic crooning as soon as you enter the map. This is a buff. For Torment, all ghosts are now invulnerable, move twice as fast, and possess rares much more quickly. Ghosts have also had their increased rarity and increased quantity buffs increased to reflect current drop rates. The change you've all been waiting for, Ultimatum, is coming back. After many balance passes, buffs, nerfs, redos, changes, alterations, and fixes, Ultimatum will return exactly as it was before. Nodes for Ultimatum have been added to the Atlas passive skill tree, replacing harvest nodes. The Trial Masters Arena has been reduced in size by 40%. Next, we'll be going over a few of the balance changes coming in 3.19. Firstly, trigger gems. Y'all knew this was coming. Cast on Death has been completely removed from the game. Now, instead, all gems have a new alternate quality called Insurgent. For each percentage of quality, gems have a 2% chance to cast when you die, and 2% increased area of effect. The Broken Crown Cast on Death unique helmet has been changed to say socketed gems are cast when you die, and socketed gems are supported by level 35 random support gem and level 10 random support gem. It's like Shaco, but with more death. Cast when damage taken builds are too incredibly strong. Ward Loop is a silly build and just doesn't fit with Path of Exile's aesthetic. The entire dev team agrees that the whole archetype should be removed from the game. So, what they've done to facilitate the absolute nuking of this build is they've increased the mana multiplier of cast when damage taken by 5%, from 250% to 255%. Loopers beware. This hits several significant breakpoints and your skills might cost mana now. Aegis Aurora. The balance team feels Aegis is a little too strong defensively, so they've removed the max cold res completely, nerfed down the 2% of armor as ES to 1% of armor regained as energy shield. And now Aegis only drops from Uber Maven at a 2.5% drop rate. Is there anything else important? Oh yeah. There's been a loud, incessant hum of the air conditioning unit in Chris Wilson's office during Discord calls. Sadly, in one meeting, the balance team was told to run a quick pass over Lightning Strike to make sure it was still safely balanced, but due to the air conditioning, they misheard and subsequently nerfed Molten Strike again. That's it for balance changes. Now, let's talk about the League mechanic being introduced in 3.19 Lake of Kalandra. Now, some people have been guessing it's a league for small boats or a short day paddle kind of thing. However, when GGG says lake, they don't mean your local park's duck pond. They're referring to the Great Lakes in the northern USA, southern Canada. In case you forgot, the size of the Great Lakes is about 94,000 square miles. Comparatively, New Zealand is only 103,000 square miles. Kalandra has a big-ass lake. In 3.19, you'll be visiting special locations of reflection on the lake. These reflections will be reflecting locations in the Atlas. You can chart your course through the lake reflection locations similar to the synthesis map shenanigans. When you arrive at the reflection, you'll stand in a designated circle and fight waves of monsters. After you successfully complete all 13 waves of monsters in a circle, Kalandra will bless you by randomly mirroring an item in your inventory. If the items in your inventory are trash, GGG suggests you get a better loot filter. Along with your garbage loot, you'll also be rewarded with a droplet of Kalandra's lake water. When you collect 100 droplets of lake water, you can turn them into a bottle of lake water. When you collect 13 bottles of Kalandrian lake water, you can then access a special mirrored boss fight. When you defeat the mirrored boss, it drops splinters of Kalandra. Once you save up enough splinters of Kalandra, you can fight a secret boss who is totally definitely not the NPC who has been explaining all of the Kalandra lore and mechanics to you and working with you the whole time. Now, don't worry if this is confusing. There's nothing in-game that explains it. GGG knows that players love figuring out things on their own. If you get stuck, simply look up a 75-minute guide on YouTube, or if you have a specific question, simply ask on the subreddit. Everyone on the Path of Exile subreddit is super great about being friendly and welcoming to newbies trying to learn the game. This league, there is no stash tab for your droplets, bottles, splinters, wheels, orbs, or replica mirrors. GGG wants you to truly feel the weight of every item clogging up your stash. To help with sorting your stash, you can now put folders inside folders, and they have added 4 new tab color choices. That concludes our 3.19 patch note discussion. I hope you lived, loved, and laughed. Go forth, fully prepared to start planning your boat builds. Thanks, Exiles, and bon voyage. What's up, Exiles? I hope you enjoyed that lighthearted meme shitpost. I loved making it. I love giving GGG a hard time. They love to tease us this season, so I thought I'd tease them back a little bit. In reality, I'm super hyped for 3.19. I can't wait for all the teasers, tweets, misdirections, and silly hype that everyone posts. If you have some crazy guess about what's coming in 3.19, drop it in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video if you liked it, and subscribe to see more. Live on Twitch most days, twitch.tv/AethrozTV. Stop by and say hey. As always, love you, appreciate you, and stay sane, exiles. Patch notes win.